Hello guys and welcome back to another round gamer video. Nergal is the new titan that's in town this week, and he is a poison infiltrator with some pretty dank invoke skills, as we shall discuss. And it's great that the prediction that I kind of made by doing a bit of detective work turned out to be true. I'll also, apart from going through the skills breakdown as I always do, I'll also do a quick comparison between Segunga, Jinshu, and Lifespark. I'm going to ponder on that too much. I would let the numbers in the table speak for themselves, but I thought of presenting this sort of data for you to sort of have a look at. So, right, without any further ado, let's look at Nergal. So, Nergal is a poison infiltrator. Well, what else do you get? In terms of Titan himself, he is extremely powerful, and I think I would put him very much on par, probably exceeding Jinshu as well. So you're looking at 400% poison damage, 400% AP, critical 44%, 117% health, 40% melee, and 30% all elemental resist. What you are missing here though is the armor. So you don't get the armor resist, so which is something which is present in a lot of the other infiltrators, as we shall see in a comparative table, but that is something that is lacking here as well. Just looking at the prestige skill, what do we get? You get 120% base Titan health and damage, which is fantastic. So I think actually I'll have to check whether that's 120% base. I think that's only base damage. So that's something I'll have to check. I'll put that in the comments if it is wrong. But every 30% the Titan health, every time 30% of Titan health is lost, and this will happen a total of 3 times. So when the Titan's health is at 70%, when the Titan's health is at 40% and 10%, you will get a special troop slash version of Nergal himself on the battlefield called Warrior Spirit, and I'll discuss what these Warrior Spirits are. Just keeping that in mind. In terms of the Panthers, I would now put Nergal, because I just did a comparative video bit of him versus all the other Panther buffing Titans. Actually, I put Nergal now as very close to Lifespark in terms of his skills. So Lifespark I think still remains the best, but as you shall see in the table, from the table, but Nergal is very close to that. If you look at the Panthers, you get 600% damage. That's the most boost you have seen outside of Lifespark in the game, and 150 and 300% AP, which is great, which should be more than enough with the other regular stack of the relics to get this AP enough to take out almost any armor in the game. You get five Omega Panthers, which again is special. You don't get that in any other Meta Titan. We're not going to include Artemis and Oakentor in this analysis. 180% health and 150% armor. You get some melee and range resist. So if you think about what is missing here, is you are missing Panther's critical. But fear not, because in his special skill, there is a chance there's a very high chance, 75% of getting additional Panther critical, and maximum of 6 of those. If you multiply 6 times 15, you're looking at 90% Panther critical every time Nergal himself gets a critical damage skill out. Now notice that Nergal himself has a 44% critical to start off with as a base stat, so it will be a good idea to put on some relic that boosts the critical of Nergal as well. And so this is where you might consider pulling up some relic which offers all panther, which offers critical for Titan and troops, so that will be useful. But 44% is still pretty good, so which means it more or less makes up for the absence of critical skill. Now let's talk about the warrior spirits. So warrior spirits are essentially an incarnation of Nergal, and they are mini versions. They'll appear as mini versions of Nergal on the field. Now according to the devs blog post, what they are supposed to have health and damage being half, that's 50% of the base stats of a level 60 version of Nergal. Now this is a bit this could be a bit ambiguous, because do they mean this when Nergal has been maxed out himself, or do they mean that even if a Nergal is level level? But actually, hold on, I'm gonna go back on that because hold on, you can only get the warrior spirit if you have prestiged up your Nergal, so never mind. So health and damage will be half of that of the base stats, and every other stat will be the same as Nergal himself. So this is definitely one that you would want, because it's almost like having three infiltrators on the battlefield, which is a first in the game. I don't remember any other time where this has happened outside of Assault, I guess, but you don't get to control the other ones. In this case, you will get to control these additional three warrior spirits. Now notice that it's not a it's not given that you will get three. It's only when your Nergal health falls to 70, 40, and 10%. So in a way, you do want your Nergal to lose health on the battlefield. So yeah, probably a good idea to just send him ahead and make him lose some health, and get those get these additional mini Nergals on the field. Now let's talk with now let's talk about the other little aspects here. The other special skills are whenever an enemy troop dies, you will additionally get 25% buff damage to Titan troops and the poison spell damage, and 10 of these can happen. So if you manage to kill 10 enemy troops, which is quite likely, especially on a garrison defense where you have these 10, where you have quite a bunch of these unbuffed troops, those default troops. If you do that, you can potentially get 250% additional damage for your Panthers. If you add that up to your 600% damage that you have on attack, you're looking at having 800% damage buff to Panthers, which is just incredible, isn't it? And of course your Titan himself also gets that additional 250, making his damage after that point go up to 25 times 10, 250 plus 400. That is 650% damage buff. So that's just great. And whenever your own Panther dies, you will be casting a special spell called Death and Decay spell, which is basically enhanced Poison Cloud, which is 400% damage of Poison Cloud with 50% additional radius and 50% duration. You can get 5 of these. So you're looking at basically being able to cast 5 of these special skills. Now, if you imagine this in a case when Nergal is in melee combat with some sticky troops like skeletons, once the skeletons manage to kill, or the enemy or the sticky troops manage to kill 5 of Panthers, they are going to be blasted by this crazy amount of poison cloud damage, which of course which even more can be buffed up by your own troops killing the enemy troops because of the skill above. So it's just crazy. There's a mix of loads of skills going on. Overall, fantastic Titan. This is a 25,000 souls event. It will start on Thursday. 1.4 will be from 3 Titans: Nergal, Jinshu, and Corruptor. Good to see that they've got 3 of these. I'm curious because they've included Jinshu, and I know there is a poison ring or whatever that is, which buffs the souls for getting from poison titans. I don't have that one. I wonder if that comes in play, assuming Sunscroll manages to give out these these poison souls. Okay, we don't know that, but also Corruptor's in there. Other than that, 1.2 by using any other 4-star infiltrators. Alright, so individual milestones. The Ornate Uranus is probably the first great one to get at 15,000 souls. This relic, I'll show that in one of the slides following that. Panther Muzzle is, in my opinion, probably the best relic in this event, even though we've got 2 more relics. Forest Carving is almost on par with that, and we've seen this appear before in the Segunga event. Nergal himself at 21,000 souls with the 2 additional relics, new relics, Nergal's Mace and Pendant, available at 22 and 23, with the stretch goal, which is part of the stretch goal, is the Staff of Poison, which has featured before. Stats of all, which I will show in a few moments. Oaken Toys available at 51 to 100 rank. First few ranks, of course, get Nergal himself. So yeah, if you're not looking to do the event for some, well, if you're not strapped for gems and stuff like that, you could possibly get yourself an Oaken Door by looking into an appropriate alliance where you don't have to actually grind to 12,000 souls. Maybe go somewhere below and get yourself an Oaken Door if you just want to collect a Titan. These are all the relics in the event. I'm not going to actually discuss too many of these. I've just highlighted all the ones that are important with regards to mace and cockerel pendant. Do notice that in the mace relic it's 80% Omega Panther poison damage, not the same as the Panther muzzle. So it will only buff up the 5 Omega Panthers that are. Oh, I mention that you also get 5 Omega Panthers from Nergal. So there's that. So yeah. So if you want to boost up those damages, you have this relic for that. Cockerel though does the good job of boosting the Titan and troops damage, which is good. All right, so here's now the comparison between all of the infiltrators. Um, so actually, okay. So all of the infiltrators, you've got Jinshu, Nergal, and Segunga. Now, notice how Nergal pretty much washes Jinshu out of the water when it comes to even the Titan itself buffing skills. Everything is pretty much better. The only thing Jinshu does a bit better, I guess, is the 4 times critical damage, which Nergal doesn't, and the 40% elemental resist compared to 30% elemental resist. Segunga, of course, doesn't have any all elemental resist, but is more specialized in void and ice. But Segunga does not have any X health, which means he will struggle even with that 50% melee and range resist to hold up in the battlefield. Um, but he does have good AP, which Jinshu misses. Nergal seems to be almost the best compromise between the two. You kind of get, I mean, you get the most damage as well. 400% poison damage. Remember, only goes up because of the special skill that's also present in the invoke skills, and 400% AP. So overall, fantastic Titan. I'm not going to dwell too much on this, but you can see Nergal does very well and probably will stand out as the best Titan, probably only second or on par, or even on par in a way, to Lifespark. Panther skills, again, Nergal does great. He offers health for the Panthers and armor for the Panthers, unlike Jinshu. So Jinshu is completely out of the question here. Looking between Nergal and Segunga, you notice the actual skills are actually very similar. You get 480% damage with Segunga, but you get 600%, which is more by 120%, quite a lot. But you don't get critical. But honestly, as we discussed before, critical, you will get the critical skill with Nergal as long as you can get your Nergal himself to do a few critical hits, which with his 44% innate critical skill is very likely to happen. So I won't worry about it. So I think Nergal is outclassing Segunga, which I never thought would happen but so soon. But there you go. That's the nature of the game. Of course, Segunga does have that 90% void and ice resist, which Nergal doesn't have. So if you're going to be building up Nergal to attack, you will have to choose mount armors. So, I mean, for most of the Segunga builds you see, you can actually build a great Segunga without using any mount armors. But for Nergal, you will need some to against the element you're going up against. So there is that thing that you got to think about. But overall, it's looking very promising. Finally, before I show on the last few couple of relics, here's the comparison between the 3 probably best Panther buffing Titans in the game, in my opinion: Segunga, Nergal, and Lifespark. Now, we already compared Segunga and Nergal. Let's look at Nergal and Lifespark. Now, notice the damage is nearly the same. Lifespark gets in 750% damage, while Nergal gets 600. The AP again differs by 150. Lifespark offers some critical for the Panthers, Nergal doesn't, but actually that's probably not to compare for the reasons discussed above. But Nergal does something better than Lifespark, which is interesting, isn't it? For those who have having spent that money getting Lifespark, Nergal offers health and armor for Panthers, which Lifespark does not. So that is very, very good. Um, you get almost the same melee resist for the two. And Nergal, in fact, gets 5 Omega Panthers, which Lifespark, which you might think is not good, it doesn't have. But actually, if you look at the special invoke skills of Lifespark, he actually, if you analyze this, you will realize that he can actually summon anywhere between 5 and 10 Omega Panthers on the battlefield. So that is actually very comparable, and Lifespark also gives 60% void and poison resist, which Nergal does not have. So Lifespark will probably do a little better when it comes to attacking void and poison sort of defenses, but Nergal will do a better job otherwise. Alright guys, I think that is, I'll let you guys analyze this further if you wish, before I leave you with some other relics which are older ones not featured in the event. The Staff of Poison, which is the one on the bottom, is one that will be interesting to see people use to perhaps make up a very poison cloudy build for this Titan. So I can see this Titan having good value on offense and defense. Alright guys, that's it for this video. All the best for the event, and I'll catch you all in another Wrong Gamer video.